Surah 47, Muhammad. By the one who is noted by the name Allah, who created my being with his names in accord with the meaning of the letter B, the Rahman, the Rahim. Those who deny the knowledge of the reality and prevent from the way of Allah are those whose deeds are lost. Those who believe and fulfill the requisites of faith and who believe in what has been revealed to Muhammad, which is the truth from the Rabb. Allah has covered, concealed their bad deeds from them. He amended their conditions. Verse 2 there is one of the 4 verses in Quran that explicitly mentions Muhammad. This is because those who deny the knowledge of the reality followed invalid ideas, but those who believed followed the truth from the Rabb. Thus does the law give the example of the two groups to people. When you encounter those who deny the knowledge of the reality in battle, strike their necks. When you have overpowered them, secure their bonds, take them as captives, and thereafter either free them out of favor or ransom them until the war is over. Thus it is, had Allah willed, he would surely have made them live, suffer the consequences of their offenses. But he tried some of you with some of them through war. As for those who were killed in the way of Allah, their works will never be lost. And not everybody killed in the way of God is killed in a battle. 47:4 and 8:12 are ones that people try to twist out of place, but the cutting and dismembering and stuff like this is in the battles. It's not we're cutting fingers and necks, outside of that. It's, we're in the middle of a fight. He will guide them to the reality and amend their conditions. He will include them into the paradise that he has made known to them at the end of the period of battle. O believers, if you help Allah, he will help you. He will keep your feet firm. As for those who deny the knowledge of the reality, falling onto their faces in destruction is what they deserve. Allah has made their deeds amount to nothing. This is because they disliked what Allah disclosed, so Allah made their deeds amount to nothing. Did they not observe, travel throughout the earth, and see the end of those who came before them? Let them observe with their mind's eye and take a lesson. Allah has destroyed them, and something similar awaits these deniers of the reality. That is the truth of the matter. Allah is the protector over the believers, but those who deny the knowledge of the reality have no protector. Indeed, Allah will include those who believe and fulfill the requisites of faith to paradises underneath which rivers flow, but those who deny the knowledge of the reality will benefit from the world only in terms of their body and eat like cattle, animals. The fire is where they will abide. There were many cities, people, stronger than your city, which drove you out, and thus we destroyed them. Imagine, and there was no one to help them. See, and that's why we're going to war. If we go to war, we kind of hope that things can be dealt with without that. But, people driving people out, that's one of the ways. Are those who are upon a clear proof from the Rabb, like those to whom bad deeds have been made attractive, made to be perceived pleasurable, and who follow their baseless desires and amusements. The allegoric description, metaphoric representation of paradise, promise for those who protect themselves, is as the following. There are rivers of fresh water there that never go stale, and rivers of milk, the taste of which never goes bad, and rivers of wine, delicious to the drinkers, and rivers of pure honey. There they will have all kinds of fruit and forgiveness covering from the Rabb. Can those who live in the state of bliss be like those who abide eternally in hell, in a state of burning, and who are given a drink of boiling water that tears their bowels? And some of them will come, listen to you, and when they leave, they will say to those to whom the knowledge has been given, what did he just say? They will not understand. They are the ones whose hearts Allah has sealed, lock their consciousness, who follow baseless desires and amusements. But to those who attain the reality, He expands their ability to experience the reality and enables them to protect themselves from behaviors that go against or impede the experience of the reality. Are they awaiting the hour of death to suddenly come upon them? Its signs have already come, but what can they do when the hour actually comes to them? So, know then that there is no God, there is only Allah, and asks forgiveness for your mistakes, inadequacies of your human nature, and the believing men and women. Help them to understand the reality so that they may be forgiven. Allah knows of your movement, states, and the place of your eternal abode. The believers will say, why has the surah, chapter, not been disclosed regarding the rules of battle? But when a surah with the clear rules disclosed herein, and battle is mentioned therein. Okay, but when a surah with clear rules is disclosed and battle is mentioned therein, you will see those in whose hearts is sickness, duality, hypocrisy, looking at you like one who has fainted in fear of death, whereas this is better for them. Their duty here is obedience and a good word, and when the matter is settled, if they had been loyal to Allah, surely it would have been better for them. If you turn back, would you not be causing corruption on the earth and severing your ties of relations? They are those who Allah has cursed, deafened, and whose vision Allah blinded. Do they not contemplate on Al-Quran systematically and in depth, or are there locks, are there locks, incorrect conditionings upon their hearts, consciousness? As for those hypocrites who turn away after the reality becomes clearly manifest, Satan, corruptive thoughts, has made this pleasing to them and amused them with wishful thinking. The reason they are in this state is because they said to those who were not pleased with what Allah disclosed, we will follow you and pass in part of the matter, whereas Allah knows what they conceal. And how will it be when the angels take them in death, disconnect them from their bodies, striking their faces and backs? It is thus. This is because they followed things that angered Allah. They did not like the way of His pleasure, and Allah made their deeds worthless. Or did those with ill thoughts think Allah would not expose their concealed hatred? If we had willed, we could have shown them to you, and you would have recognized them from their faces. Indeed, you will know them from the tone of their speech. Allah knows what you do. Indeed, we will try you with afflictions until the strivers in the way of Allah and the patient ones among you become apparent, and we will spread your news. Indeed, those who deny the knowledge of the reality prevent from the way of Allah, and who oppose the Rasul, messenger, after the knowledge of the reality is explained to them, can never cause any harm to Allah, but their deeds will be rendered worthless. O believers, obey Allah and obey the Rasul. Do not render your deeds worthless. Indeed, those who deny the knowledge of the reality and prevent people from the way of Allah with physical or spiritual means, and who die with their denial, Allah will never forgive them. Do not weaken and call to peace. Merge the truth with falsehood. While your superior, Allah, is one with you, He will never lessen your deeds. And call to peace while you're superior. So, yeah, don't mix or compromise with the truth and good. Is what the comment's referring to. The life of the world is only play and amusement. The mere life of the world. If you believe and protect yourselves, He will give you your rewards, and He will not ask you to give up all of your wealth for this cause. If he had asked you for all of it and pressured you, you would have been stingy, and thus he would have exposed your hatred. Here you are, being invited to share unrequitedly in the way of Allah, but among you are some who are stingy, and whoever is stingy is only stingy towards his own self. Allah is Ghani, sufficient, you are the needy. If you turn away, he will replace you with another people, and they will not like you. Oh, they will not be like you.